Let's kick some ass.
Let's get our fucking shit together and kick some fucking ass!
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Kickin Ass with Jesse
and motherfucking Andy.
Brought to you by American Barbell Club, ABC Strong. Rate and subscribe us on iTunes, please. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Kickin Ass Pod, no G in Kickin. If you would like to advertise on this podcast, you can hit us up at kickinasspodcast@gmail.com. Again, no G in Kickin. Also, big shout out to our sponsors, Green Roads, where you can use promo code Braxton for save a little bit of money. You can do Cured Nutrition for CBD goods, promo code ETID, right?
ETID.
ETID. On it, takes great care of us. Iron Coffee takes great care of us. And our newest, Real Good Foods, you can use promo code TUG to save yourself some cash and on delivery.
Hannah gave me like 100 coupons of like free stuff. I gave Puff like half of them. I was like, Puff, every time you get hungry, just go eat one of these.
Yeah, because
it'll be okay. The snacks will keep going.
Yeah, that like who was just talking about this? Like the most basic way to put it is like, you know, the keto diet, the carnivore diet, like all these fucking diets and these fads and stuff like that. It all works if you just like, you know, Real Good Foods, the fucking...
Puff just sent an insane text message. Me and Puff just ate hot pot for the first time. Puff didn't know what hot pot was. Yeah. It's basically just you make a soup with like meat and it's unreal.
Yeah. What's the chain restaurant? Melting Pot.
Yeah, Melting Pot.
Kind of, yeah.
Similar.
Yeah, but better.
Puff just said, I just left a hot pot in the toilet. So getting back to it, So if you're doing the keto diet, you're doing this. If you're doing a low carb or no carb diet, Real Good Foods is like the company that's going to suppress that like snack hunger.
Yeah, low calories, low carb. Yesterday I cooked spaghetti squash for myself.
Oh, dude, I told you.
Yeah.
Did you try to cook it like? Did you try to make like a pasta in it?
Yeah. I cut it in half. Cooked it upside down
in the water.
Scrubbed out the flakes.
Yeah,
because the whole thing is like I put it into my fitness pal. It's like it's so low carb and low calorie. I ended up eating the whole. Like I ate it over 2 meals.
It's so fucking
I
good.
ate the whole thing yesterday, and it was like the macros count was like nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Like that's the secret. Like is that and cauliflower. Like if you like that feeling of like being full. There's like ways to be full,
but not full where like you want to lay on the couch.
No, but I'm saying like you know, like it felt like you accomplished eating.
Yeah, and then I looked at like what I still had, like because you know I ate only a certain amount of calories in a day. Like the amount of stuff I had left was like astonishing.
Yeah,
because I like to eat, so I don't like being hungry.
Yeah.
So it was like, dude, get and eat that spaghetti squash was awesome.
Yeah,
and that's what the Real Good Foods is. It's like, you know, you got a little personal pan pizza with barely any calories and any carbs in it.
Yep. And they're great.
Those chicken enchiladas.
Enchiladas, yeah.
Those are awesome too.
They're great, man.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know. It's like the other day I made 2 packets of the enchiladas because I just needed like a midday snack.
Oh yeah, perfect.
And I was running around like crazy. Like this is the craziest week. This past week was just an insane week for me. So yeah, there was like I had gotten home from the shows we had just played and was like, man, I'm hungry, but I don't want to go to like the supermarket right now.
Yeah. And
I had like a few of those enchiladas in there, and I just made 4, and I was like, well, I'm good now.
Perfect. Yeah.
Let's rock.
That's like for me, like I can't go to bed hungry. It's like fucking impossible.
Yeah.
So like, and then if I'm just like craving food, I'll eat like one of those little personal pan pizza gimmicks, and they're fucking.
They're great, man.
Yeah, and I'm like full, not to where like I'm like laying on the couch like wanting to die. Like I just feel perfect, and I go to bed.
Yep,
it's the best.
Great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Real Good Foods, guys. Promo code TUG.
I was gonna start just a burial.
Of what?
I wasn't on last week's episode. Oh. I got fucking cheated on. I was gonna bury everybody on it. Fuck you, Drewski. Fuck you, Danielson. Fuck you, Lighter Jammies. The regulars, not one regular.
Yeah.
Even was like, oh, we miss Andy. We met one on Andy. No, there was no one.
No, Drewski put something up like that.
I don't think so.
You sure?
He put something. He avoided my name. So fuck you guys. Fuck Puff.
Nobody cared how it was going.
Yeah. Puff does an awful impersonation of me.
like that was like my whole idea was like I felt bad because Puff's getting buried so much. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna be like really nice to him, like put him over. Especially like it was nice of him to do it with me and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like the first thing you said when we got done was you're just like, you better not have fucking put Puff over.
Yeah, we got beef with them right now, man. We got heat in the city.
Big time heat.
We got heat in Buffalo right now.
Oh man.
The grand scheme of things, you got to remember that every single indie fed is a different universe. And right now in Buffalo,
keeping it alive.
There's no kayfabe like anymore.
The best was it my buddy Tiny asked for Puff's number because his kids are big fans of Puff and they wanted to know what his theme music is.
Yeah.
And Puff just sends me a screenshot of the text like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. And it was like, dude, what? And then the funny thing is, you like put him on. You were like, you also said to 6,000 people that listen to our podcast your number
twice on the same episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just figured giving away your number wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, yeah.
But I always say to Puff, I don't think he realizes. It was like when you were gone over the summer, I drove with him a couple times. It's like he's driving around the city of Buffalo with no shirt on, it's like his arm hanging out the window of the van. He drives like shit. He's flipping people off. It's like, Puff, you're like a big baby face in the city.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just gonna get around.
Yeah.
It's an asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Puff's it's funny too. This isn't burying Puff. I guess this is truth, but there's times where you'll say something, and he won't even know the person. He'll be like, "Fuck that dude." Yeah, that's his first response, and you're like, "Dude," and then come on, man.
And then you say something, he does that laugh after, just going, he just laughs it off.
Yeah.
when he comes in, I'm gonna Terrifier on Netflix right now is one of my favorite horror movies, and I'm gonna give him some shit for fucking.
It's funny because that, you know me, I try to stay as down the middle as possible about everything.
Yeah.
And that was the thing. So many people told me that The Nun was terrible.
Yeah.
I went and saw The Nun and I enjoyed it.
Exactly.
It was I don't know, no horror movie, maybe Hereditary.
Me? Oh, okay.
Fuck me up. You know what I mean? Where Hereditary was actually scary to me.
Yeah.
Where I watch those Conjuring movies and it's just okay. You know what I mean? It looks like normal ass effect. It looks like effects.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't look like it could really happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit like that. It just is jumpy, scary. And
every once in a while, there's usually stuff with the occult. Kind of digs deep on me a little bit. Actually, because Laura's been gone. The other night I was going to bed, and I don't know why. I just started thinking about the talking goat from The Witch, and it really started freaking me out.
Yeah, dude.
Trying to go to bed at 1 a.m. by myself.
Yeah, I love that shit, man.
Yeah.
There was one point in time, me and 3 buds, me, Chris Drew, Joe Riverside, and Greg, all slept at Witch's Walk, which we're surrounded by Indian reservations here in Buffalo. And there's an Indian reservation that during the War of 1812, they created this spot where holy people, women and children could walk freely.
Uh-huh.
And we just killed a whole group of holy people, children, and women. And it's called Witch's Walk. That I have no idea, but I remember looking up
on the outskirts or something of Buffalo.
Yeah, it's on one of the Indian reservations, or close to. It's so sketchy that when we got, I remember there was a store right by it, a little gas station store, and I remember going in and asking them are we by chance close to Witch's Walk? And just like in the movies, they just didn't talk about it.
Oof.
It was cool.
Yeah, just didn't want to get into it.
So we found it, and we spent the night there, and right in the middle of it, we pitched a tent and sat there and just fucked off for the night.
You guys literally slept there?
Right there.
Holy fuck!
Right in it.
How old were you?
Oh fuck, 30s. In my 30s. It wasn't that long ago. I was probably 31, 32.
Yeah.
And the myths about it are that people have seen deer walk on their hind legs, speaking in tongues. Rock formations move on you. People get lost in there and just can't find their way out.
Blair Witch type shit.
Just like a whole bunch of shit like that. You'll see shit. You'll hear stuff.
Anything freaky happen when you guys were there?
The whole night we heard people walking around us.
Yeah.
The entire night you could hear it. But, you know, if you use logic in like situations like that.
Yeah.
When you wake up in the morning, you realize that you're sitting in the middle of like trees that are all kind of dead. Mm-hmm. And it was like right at that time of like late summer, fall. Yeah. Like sticks were falling from the trees and stuff. It sounded like people were walking,
snapping twigs and
but
walking.
It was just shit falling from trees and stuff like that.
Yeah,
the cool part of the story was that I have this really, really high powered pellet gun that you would use for like dudes use them for like sport shooting, like you can see it on like ESPN2 or whatever like that. Yeah. Like it's super accurate, super crazy. You're not killing very much with it. You can kill like a squirrel or something or a bird like that, or something. Right? It's so good that I used to be able to sit on the second story of my house and shoot spiders off the back fence.
Oh wow,
that's how accurate it was.
Yeah.
So I brought it with me, and
just in case. Yeah.
And I remember
like a bat or something too, probably.
Yeah. Everybody was asleep. It was this morning. It was like probably like 6 in the morning, 5:30, 6 in the morning, but like light was coming up.
Yeah.
So I just like, obviously we all went to bed scared. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like Joe Riverside was there, who was probably like 36 at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just shaking his boots.
And we were all fucking scared. And I remember like zipping the zipper like up just a little bit and then poking the gun out. And like I was wide, I mean, just from sleeping, like, so I didn't think, and I put my eye up against the, and I'll show you guys the scar. If you guys ever want to see the scar, I'll show you, but I put my eye right up against the scope, like not thinking, because it was like, it's too early.
Yeah.
And this gun still has a kick.
Yeah.
So when I shot it, it kicked and blew my eyebrow open.
Ooh.
So like and it was a perfect circle, like right above my eye.
Yeah, like above your nose.
Yeah, and I just screamed. I was like, oh, fuck, like that. And they all woke up, turned, and I was bleeding everywhere, like out of my head.
Yes,
and they're like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
And
they're all like,
yeah, they all thought like I was attacked by something. But in reality, I'm just an idiot.
Yeah,
and
just shot myself.
Yeah. Like I shot a can or something like that was like outside or something stupid like that.
It was pretty good, though.
Blew my eye open, and then everybody turned and was like, oh, my God. What's wrong? He lost his eye.
when we were kids, 3 of us rode our bikes to Darien Lake, which from Buffalo to Darien Lake is probably about a 40-minute car drive.
Yeah, it's a pretty big.
So we rode our bikes, and then our buddy, his parents like had like a cabin or a cottage or whatever out in the woods, and like just me and 2 of my other buddies. We were probably like 16 at the time. We stayed in this cabin like by ourselves.
Yeah.
And like there was like nobody around, and just being like bored teenagers like at night, we had brought a bunch of like canned like pork and beans with us. So we had a fire going.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And then we're like in the cabin and the fire's going, and we realized like we would throw the can of beans into the fire and then close the door. And then in a few minutes it would just go boom and it would like explode.
Yeah.
And we did that a couple of times. We're like, oh, this is cool, whatever. And there was like nobody around us for wherever. So we go to do it like a third time. We opened the door and we all saw it. Like a human being like ran past the fire. And we were just like, boop, and like closed the door. I remember, my buddy Jeff was in front. He turned around like white as a ghost and was like, ah, and he didn't close the door. So I went and closed the door, and then we were just like petrified, like all night. Like it was, I mean, I don't think it was a ghost. It was a person, but we have no idea what a person was doing like in the woods. I don't know, maybe you heard those fucking things exploding or something, but like we were just fucking shitting our pants.
Yeah, maybe they were like close by and like heard it and wanted to check out what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. We were just like, just scared. And this is before cell phones, like all that shit. Yeah.
Well, it's crazy because we have a few like phenomenons around here. Like when Hannah was just here, I was trying to get you guys to do the Delaware Road. Yeah. And Delaware Road is like apparently like a kid got fucking murdered by like a hate group or something like that in like I want to say like the late 60s. Yeah. And like when you drive down it, sometimes you can see like a kid holding like a lantern, like shit like that.
Because I think there's that. Then I've heard of like Pigman's Road.
Yeah, Pigman's Road. I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
So there's like Pigman's Road. Then there was like...
I've heard the one you're talking about too.
There's a wild house out in Lockport that looks like the house from like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. and it was like condemned forever. And there was, what was it? There were scaffolds where painters were like painting the house and said that the house started talking to them. So they just bailed and left their shit there, refused to do it.
Yeah.
Someone just bought the house like within the last year. So now the house is like done up, but it used to be like an old meat packer.
Okay.
So like it used to be
Is
like
it Lockport?
an old butcher place.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
It's crazy, man. Like,
Yeah.
And like walking on it, me and my friend Kelly Sino from Buffalo, like she used to date a friend of ours named Bobby, used to do merch for like Polar Bear Club and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So when they were on tour, she'd be at home. She'd have no one to hang with. And like me and my friends used to just be like, oh, Kelly, we're going to go do this. Like, come hang. So she became my like paranormal friend.
Yeah.
Where like
we
she's
do
like
paranormal stuff together.
Yo, I'm sitting at home like, yo, do you want to go to Delaware Road? I'm like, sure. And then we would like go, walk Delaware Road, or like we went out to that house and like when no one lived there, like walked around.
Yeah.
And it's fucking crazy, man.
Wait,
like
in the house or just around the house?
Just around. I would like going into that house.
Yeah.
I would just die.
Yeah.
Immediately. Like nothing would even jump out of
you would just scare yourself to death pretty much.
And she had this crazy story that her and her friends, there's that cemetery.
I was just gonna say I've been to that before.
Did you go in the light or in the daytime, or did you go at night?
I went at night. I think that was the only thing that was scary was just being in a cemetery at night.
Yeah.
That was kind of creepy.
Okay. You obviously had a flashlight.
I think so, yeah.
Kelly is, I think she might weigh 90 pounds.
Uh-huh.
She's a really tiny human being. And we went to that and we were walking and just realized that we didn't have a fucking light.
Oh.
So we just walked into the cemetery.
Yeah, just nothing.
And the whole like lore is that there's these like weird dogs that guard
I remember
it.
the story.
Yeah, there's weird dogs. And then there was a priest at this church. So if you keep walking past the cemetery, there's a church next to a pond.
I remember the pond.
And there's a tree right in front of the pond.
Yeah.
And the lore is that guy was doing abortions when it was illegal.
Yep.
And the women were dying, and obviously the child was dying. So he would like bury the babies under the tree and then throw the dead bodies like in the pond, or vice versa.
Something
I can't
like
remember
that.
what it was.
Yeah.
So apparently, if you get to the church, you can hear babies crying, and then when you get to the dock of the thing and you look into the water, you can see women's faces.
Yeah, I do remember going there, and you're supposed to be able to hear something.
Yeah, and you're also supposed to hear dogs walking around you. And stuff like that. Me and Kelly heard the dogs.
Yeah.
But we didn't have a fucking light, so we bailed and just went back to the car and just took the fuck off.
Done the same thing.
We were terrified.
Yeah.
And she told me a story.
Because if you do anything in the pitch dark, it's
so scary.
Fucking super scary. Yeah.
She told me a story about like 5 years before this, where her and her friends had went there. Mm-hmm. They went in, started hearing growling around them.
Yeah.
Bailed. And they actually had like flashlights at that time. Uh-huh. Bailed. And it's that weird street where you have to like turn around to go back out.
Yeah.
When they turned around, there was just a dog laying in the middle of the street.
Whew.
So it's like fucked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's... Dude,
I love paranormal shit.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite thing. Jim from a Defy, he does like a paranormal podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he just did, fuck, I'm going to get this wrong. He was just somewhere. I can't remember. He like did like the Pennsylvania, like an
asylum or something?
Something like that.
Yeah.
He just did that, and he was there for a while, and he said that he was like, because he doesn't believe in shit at all.
Yeah.
He just wants to go and see if it's real
Yeah,
or
it's
not,
cool to
right?
check out.
And a lot of times he says that like if you get like those EMF recorders, it's usually like picking up like a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, or like AM radio or some bullshit.
Something like that. So like he doesn't really believe in it, but yeah, he was like saying, he's like, dude, there was a couple times where like I was freaking the fuck. Oh, they went to the Mothman stuff. He did all the Mothman stuff.
Oh, okay.
He went to like Point Pleasant and like did the whole thing. He was like in Kentucky and West Virginia and did like all of the Point Pleasant stuff.
Oh, okay.
And he was like saying that like it's funny because if you know anyone from that area, like they all have a story.
Oh,
like
yeah.
about Mothman. Like, oh, Mothman stole my neighbor's dog. You know, like stuff like that.
Everybody's got their story.
Yeah.
This isn't paranormal, but did you ever go to Nightmares, the haunted house in Clifton Hill?
Where they drag you out if you're scared.
You say Nightmares and they take you out. But like I remember actually the same two buddies, Jeff and Jeff,
your paranormal friends.
Yeah, my paranormal buddies. I remember we literally, like, we walked in, like, that's the only scary haunted house I've ever been in.
Yeah.
Like, and the only reason it was scary is because it was, like, pitch fucking black.
Yeah.
Like, we held on to each other and you couldn't see each other. There was little red lights at the top of the ceiling that you just follow the red light. And then it was just like, you're kind of claustrophobic too, because, like, you could feel it was like a really tight squeeze. So we're just we're just holding each other like in a line and going down this like pitch black. You're just feeling, the guy in front is just feeling where you're going. But then all of a sudden, like, people are like growling in your ear and they're like grabbing your feet. And it's like, what the fuck? And it's pitch black.
Yeah.
And that was like the majority of the whole thing was just trying. It's like basically just walking around in the dark, feeling where you're going.
Yeah.
And then I remember Jeff Stikowski was in the very front, and like we're freaking out the whole time. I remember we started talking to each other about hardcore shows coming up because we were so scared, trying to get our fucking minds off of it.
As you do.
And then all of a sudden Jeff in the front was just like, "Yo, it's a dead end. It's a dead end. We're trapped. We're trapped." He started freaking out like there was just nowhere left to go.
Yeah.
And we're just like, fuck. We all started freaking out and like we couldn't feel around. There was like nowhere to go. And then all of a sudden a fucking red light turned on. Like, this sounds like I'm completely full of shit. All of a sudden we're just in a wide open room. And it's like this light turns on, we're in a wide open room, and there's a dude standing in like rafters like above us.
Yeah.
And he pushes this big board, and it looks like the big board is gonna fall on you and squish you. And we're all like, ah, and scream. And then the lights go out and it like obviously hits something and stops. That was like the coolest fucking like horror thing I ever. And that was like the grand finale. Then like you just walk out, and it was like, holy fuck, man. It was unreal.
I remember being in one of those like Clifton Hill like haunt. I don't think it was Nightmares.
House of Frankenstein or something.
No, it was. I guess
there's a bunch of different ones.
Yeah, but I went to one of them, and I remember like it was dark, and I remember like touching something wet and being like, "Well, that just sucks." Yeah. Like it was like fabric, but it was like moist. It was just like gross.
This is on my hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you fuck, is his name Elon Musk?
Yeah, Elon Musk.
Did you get into it yet?
I'm listening to it right now. Like like while I was doing all my driving today.
The AI talk,
dude,
fucking
is scary,
terrifying.
Yo, okay, first of all, that guy is fucking scary.
Yeah,
in general.
Yeah,
he has like 4 different accents. That he does. Yeah. He sounds Dutch sometimes. Sometimes he sounds South African.
Like when you text, I was like, he has some kind of accent. I don't know what it is.
He's American at some point.
He sounds like he's from the UK.
It's fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
And like he does this AI talk, and there's right before it starts, like Rogan asks a question, and then he goes to like there's like a long pause, like a 40-second pause.
There happens like the whole time.
And
like
then
before he answers anything, there's a good 30-second pause.
And then he just sput out one of the scariest fucking like paragraphs ever, where he was talking about like he said the word eminence.
The one time he said, he literally, dead serious, said resistance was futile.
Yes.
Like he sounded like a robot. Like that was an exact sentence that came out of his mouth.
Dude.
It was because he said he tried to go to Congress. He went to Congress. He went to all these people and said, like,
guys, we need to slow down,
because once it gets out of control, you're not going to be able to stop it.
Yeah.
And like the layman's term stuff I picked up on was he was saying like Google, Facebook, Instagram, these are all forms of like AI.
Yeah.
Because they track shit you do and everything. And then he just
okay.
What do you got?
So Rex Lawless at Blackcraft.
Yeah.
He had one of those like recon mugs.
Okay.
Like if you guys can look this up, it's a really elaborate.
Recon's a supplement company.
Yeah, like mug. So it's like black and has a handle on it, and then a red top, like a red squeezy top.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that it's like one of those things you would put like your BCAAs in and then like have while you like work out. So that's what it like looks like. Because I think Recon is something like that.
Yeah.
That's a BCAA or something like that.
Yeah.
I might be wrong on that. Don't quote me on it. But so he had one of those. I didn't fucking mention it. I didn't talk about it.
I know where this is going.
It was under his chair that day. I wasn't like, hey, Rex Lawless, what is that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Thing. And then, hey, he explained it.
Yeah.
He never said a fucking word about it. I didn't even have fucking phone service that day.
Yeah, popped up in your ads.
Yes.
Yep.
That fucking mug did.
I believe it 100%.
So that means at some point in time, the camera must have picked it up.
Yeah.
And saw something, which is fucking terrifying.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been talking about that lately.
That's wild, man.
It's fucking weird, man.
I remember like going home and I like that was the first thing before even telling Hannah that the match was good or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, this fucking recon thing
just popped up.
Like out of nowhere.
The things that caught me was he was talking about he was, because obviously he was saying like the AI thing is going to be bad, like it could be really bad. And he's like, but if it basically what he was saying, like if it goes well, was just like we'll basically work with it. Yeah. But he was already saying, he was like, we're basically almost already like cyborgs.
Yeah,
because
of our phone.
Yeah, like how much smarter of a person are you with your phone? Yeah. Like me, like I was like, I can spell any word. Like if you ask me to spell anything right now, I can I probably have the answer in less than a minute. Yeah. I can answer any question. I can make any calculation because of my phone.
Yeah.
So it's just like, like he was saying, like once people start like, basically instead of having your phone, basically like implanting this in your body, you can just become like a fucking superhuman.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Dude. Like he does, like Rogan just keeps comparing it to like Terminator and like all this stuff. Yeah, but he's just dead serious. And then so to stretch this out, so to freak myself out even more, I rewatched Ex Machina last night. Yeah. I've always wanted to rewatch it.
It's great.
So I watched that, and then directly after I'm done with it, Drewski fucking tweets us, and it's a link to like
fucking Drewski.
This man. AI, it's like this fucking hand that looks exactly like Terminator, and it's a video of like an AI hand playing with like a box. I was like, what the fuck, man?
I legit thought it was going to be like Rubik's Cube when I watched it.
Yeah,
like it doing Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, it was
and figuring it out.
I actually didn't watch it because I was like, how the fuck did he just happen to fucking tweet me about AI when I just like got freaked out by this
fucking
podcast
Drewski,
and watched and like. So now I'm just
That's what I'm saying, man. You got to bury that fucker.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking almost ruined my goddamn night.
Drewski, you fucking ruined him. You ruined Jesse's shit, man.
That fucking scared the living shit out of me.
Yeah, it's funny. My dad, his like senior quote was "Pet peeves robots."
That's it. Pet peeves robots.
His like it was like because like at that time before. Ours, I don't know if yours had like pet peeves or anything like that. Like things you would do. So you'd have like a senior quote, and then under it would be like favorite thing of the year. You would say it, and then pet peeve
was robots.
My dad saw it coming. 1969.
He called it.
He graduated in 69. Yeah. Which is fucking. I don't know, man. Like, it's fucking scary that like. With lack of like telling you guys, whatever, I'll just admit I don't care. Like I had shoulder surgery. It's 4.5 months.
Yeah.
I did human growth hormone injections.
Yeah.
5 months before that, and they were like, "Oh, it'll kick in at this time."
Yeah.
Dude, I was wrestling 4.5 months later.
After the surgery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that, dude.
Oh yeah, compared to what shoulder surgery used to be.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And that's because all it is because of medicine catching up and saying like, hey, if you do this like human growth hormone, it will heal you.
Yeah.
Basically like, I mean, you like, have like these
it's
like,
not the fountain of youth,
no,
but it's pretty close to the fountain of youth.
Yeah. But you have like these, like, I mean, that's seriously like a small form of like nanobots. Yeah. So once they figure out that you can actually like fix your body that way. Yeah. And people are talking about that where you
like
can
stem cells.
You can inject these like nanobots that will go into your body and you can just literally hook your body up to like a dialysis machine. It'll say, "Oh, your kidneys are starting to fail."
Yeah.
These things will just go and fight it.
And figure it out. Yeah, we'll all start living to like 150 years old.
It's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. Well, hope I don't sound stupid here. I mean, I feel like that's the whole thing is like because we're so wrapped up in like survival, you know what I mean? Like that's what we're trying to do is live the longest and the healthiest we can. So that's the thing when we make these when all this AI shit kicks in, that's like, you know, you create something and like it doesn't want to fucking die, just like us. So it's, you know, it's going to realize these people can unplug me. I don't want that to happen.
What Elon Musk was saying was, or what Rogan was saying, was kind of scary. Where it's just like, why do I need this thing?
Yeah, and then if it thinks that we're fucking morons, like it just, you know, these people just drop bombs on each other and they're fucking up food and
think
all this.
About
it's terrifying.
The original Planet of the Apes, right?
Yeah.
Supplement monkeys.
Yeah.
With robots.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like,
that's exactly what it would be.
Yeah, like we're living for like we're almost like the Matrix, pretty much.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, the Matrix.
Yeah. Did you get there yet? When like
because he kept talking about existentialism, which is like that's basically what it's just. It's going to get to a point where, you know, they're going to just not care about us.
Yeah,
and just
exactly. Yeah, just.
But then the thing is, they're going to create something that's going to be like, all right, well, fuck these things, and then
it just make a big cycle. But that was like, it got kind of weird for a second, like when Rogan and dude got in, and like they just started talking like, yeah, well, you know, like if you're even really here, like unless it's just like a simulation,
dude, it's true, man.
And he's just like, yeah, it very well could be. Like, I mean, that's pretty much like the Matrix, what they're talking about, right? Yeah, like unless like, you know, machines just have us hooked up to some stupid fucking pod and we're, you know, this is all just like a simulation.
And it could be. I mean,
exactly.
Dude, I've thought about that a bunch of times, man, where like, because something will happen and it's just like, there's times where like I'd be like dead broke. Yeah. Right? And then out of nowhere, like, this is so whack. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but
I like where it's going.
You know, I'd be like dead broke and then just something so random happens that I get money.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I remember there was one year, it was when the band had first started. I had zero money going into Christmas. Yep. I'm talking like not a fucking penny to my fucking name. Uh-huh. I was probably about 20 years old, 21 years old, somewhere around there. Yeah. And I remember, dude, I did a depressed walk. Yeah. And this sounds so weird. Like, just like, I'm going to take a walk. Uh-huh. I took a walk and found $300 in a pile of leaves. I swear on my life, dude. And I bought fucking Christmas presents with it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't save it. I was just like, this is a sign, man, from something. Oh, yeah. And I don't believe in God. Yeah. But, like, there's times where, like, a simulation thing is just like, okay, this guy, whoever's running this fucking body, why he would want to run this body, I have no idea, because it's just broken.
Let's give brother a hand here.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. It's just like, oh, this meat pod that I control, and we're going to throw him a bone here.
Yes.
But, like, that was the thing. Like, he goes, well, if that really was the case, why would we be sitting here right now? We would be like hang gliding or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, why would you make it? But it's probably all based on fucking how much money you have or whatever. This, like, you know, like I said, we're like, if we're meat pods, my guy's fucked up. Because he's just like, oh man, like we're going to make this dude like a musician. He picked some weird shit. Yeah. Oh, this guy's he's got dyslexia, but he can write music. Like,
he's a really big guy.
He's horrible at fucking like reading and writing and stuff like that, but he can play a guitar like a motherfucker. Play drums, kind of, you know, kind of funny. He's big, so we'll just put him in like this weird pro wrestling world. But he's also got really shitty joints.
We'll see, and we'll just see if he can figure it out.
Yeah. We'll see. He just keeps breaking himself over and over again, but it's cool.
Like he's like laughing with other robots. Like, oh, look, he fucking fucked himself up. Let's see how he figures this one out.
His neck is fucked up now. Here we go.
Yeah. Now he's getting into pro wrestling.
Yeah. He's headbanged for 20 years, so might as well just start dumping him on his neck.
I mean, I don't know. We touched on it, but I feel stupid touching on it with you not here. Like when you guys played the Buffalo arena show. Yeah. And then did you guys do 3 more arena shows that week?
So we did. We just got off playing 4 shows with Fall Out Boy, which was like leading up to it, I didn't really put any weight into it. I was just like, okay, these are shows. We've played shows before. And I did the same thing with the last day of Warped Tour. I tried not to put any weight into it because I was like, I've done 8 of these. Yeah. It's not going to be any special, you know, that last day. And then you're there and you're kind of like in the middle of this show and this like emotion comes over you where you're just like, fuck, I'm never going to do this again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, it's cool that we played with Fall Out Boy. And like I said, I try not to put any weight into it. And then that day, you were going, like, I'm driving to our local arena, which my favorite sports team, the Buffalo Sabres, play in.
Yeah.
Then you get in there and you see all the Sabres stuff.
Yeah.
You go through the whole, like
the dressing room.
rigmarole of, like, going through security and,
Yeah.
like, all that stuff. And then you're finally there. And then when you, like, walk through and look at the arena empty, you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, it's got to be weird.
Like, we're playing this place that I've seen countless hockey games.
Just seen it, but you're just seeing it like in a different way.
Yeah, and it's funny because we've known Fall Out Boy since the band started. I've known Pete and Andy from before the band was around.
Yeah,
so I don't look at Fall Out Boy as these like super celebrities. Exactly. I look at him as like Andy Hurley's like a buddy that lives in Milwaukee, and Pete's like a dude that I knew in Chicago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't look at him as like, oh, Pete, the guy that was like married to Ashley Simpson.
Yeah. Now they just do really cool stuff.
Yeah. And like, so yeah, they're just, I don't know, just like random ass dudes.
You've known forever.
Yeah. That like play music. And then you see the entire production of what goes into them playing a show, and you go, oh, these dudes aren't just a dude that lives in Milwaukee, or a dude that lives in Chicago.
At the level they're at now.
I mean, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just so big.
Shooting flames out of bases.
Yeah, and they need fucking security dudes.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking wild, And I mean, they still are those dudes, though. Like, it's just now they have made such a name for themselves, and it's kind of cool that like those dudes, like, they're hardcore kids that have literally made an insane life for themselves. You know what I mean? Like making music, and again, like, I don't think it's kind of like with Every Time I Die. Like, I don't think any of us would have a great solo record.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what I mean? But together, we make like great music.
Yep.
I don't know if Fall Out Boy, if those dudes made like solo records, they would be like this exceptionally great thing that's better than Fall Out Boy.
Probably not.
But as a band, they're a great band.
Oh yeah. I feel like that's in most cases. I mean, like, I'm trying to think of like, I mean, I guess like the exception would be like
Joe Walsh.
I was going to say Black Sabbath and then Ozzy Osbourne on his own. But more often than not, the band splits up. The solo stuff is not the same.
Yeah, and like, that's the thing. And that's not saying that none of those dudes are like exceptionally talented, but it's like, they pull from each other.
Oh yeah.
That great music. You know what I mean? Like, from
obviously,
each other.
like if they're at where they're at now. You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure.
And then so like it just was like, I don't know, it didn't really hit me until that day. You know what I mean? Until like the first day, and then it was like, oh shit. Like,
which was cool that it just happened to be in Buffalo too.
Yeah. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then literally like we're on tour with Machine Gun Kelly, who literally is
in the middle of like
the biggest, like, probably the biggest portion of what his life is. I mean, his career is going to be. Yeah,
people will definitely look back and remember the Eminem diss battle stuff.
Of course.
Yeah.
And like it's just that's insane. You know what I mean? Like we're
the timing. Yeah,
we're literally in the middle of that. You know, like crazy.
Laura's even been saying like it. It's so cool to see. As long as you guys have been a band. Like, I mean, I remember the first time I took her to see you guys was Town Ballroom. I think you played with Dillinger Escape Plan, and I can't remember who else.
Yeah.
And like, she was, when I was like, oh yeah, my friends are in a band. And then like, you hear that a lot. And then when she saw you guys, she was like, oh, they're like really good. And I'm like, no, they're like really in a band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like, so, I mean, her now seeing you guys, she's even said like the past year, it's cool to see how long you guys have been around, and like you're still evolving.
Yeah.
Like Low Teens coming out, and then the Christmas show last year,
Yeah.
and now playing like the arena show this year. Like, you know what I mean? It's just cool to see you guys still doing fucking.
It was really funny because they were about to play Wrigley Field, so like,
Oh, really?
we did 4 shows, and then like mind you, like us playing the arena, just opening,
Yeah.
huge deal.
Yeah.
But it wasn't our show. It was a follow-up show.
But I did say for Buffalo, you guys had a great turnout for being the opening.
We had a half an hour. Right?
Yeah.
Those dudes are going to Chicago to headline at Wrigley fucking Field, which is their
nuts, man.
home. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
Chicago's considered their home. Okay.
So
I feel
like
you guys playing Rich Stadium.
insane.
Yeah.
So I'm talking the last day we played in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and you know, we all went up to the dudes and we were just like, thank you guys so much. Like, this is so fucking cool.
Nice.
Like, you guys really like made like an old dog feel young for like 4 days.
Exactly.
You know? And so me and Patrick are like talking, and I'm comparing our Christmas show to him playing Wrigley Field, where there's like 3,500 people at our show.
Yeah.
There's like gonna be like 20,000 people at their show, and I'm like, yeah, man, like I was really fortunate that I had to wrestle last year because I didn't have time to be nervous for the show.
Yeah.
I was nervous for wrestling.
Yep.
And then I tore my rotator cuff. So by the time we had played, I didn't even care.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I knew the show was gonna be fine because that's what I do every day.
Exactly.
And he was like, man, I never thought of like having something else like that. And I was like, yeah, just go do something, get the nerves out.
Yeah, and then
just go
Wrigley
do it.
Field would be a piece of cake.
Yeah.
You do it all the time.
Like thinking about like playing in front of your hometown in front of 20,000 people compared to 3,500. It's like, just like get into something, you know, like get the nerves out, brother.
Do that during the day and then you'll be good.
Yeah, go skydiving.
Exactly. Get real into DDP yoga and then just, knock that out.
Yeah. But yeah, it was, I don't know, man. It was Buffalo was really cool.
I was gonna say, how was it like doing Buffalo first and then like the other shows?
It was
like
cool.
After that,
Newark was, I think, out of all the shows, like Newark, New Jersey was kind of like the most awkward.
Yeah.
Like even when Keith would say like Fall Out Boys, you know, like tonight we want to thank Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
The crowd really didn't pop.
Yeah, just like yeah.
It was just kind of like, you know what I mean? And they didn't pop for MGK. You know what I mean?
It's just one of those nights.
But then Pittsburgh like brought it back. Like Pittsburgh was better than Buffalo.
That's crazy.
And it was deafening when he said Fall Out Boy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like you realize how many people were there because we only could see like the first couple rows.
Yep.
You know, like that was it. So when you hear a crowd pop like that, it's like, holy shit, man.
Yeah. Compared to, like you said, compared to what you can see to what you can hear.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you ever hear that story? Hacksaw Jim Duggan. What was that?
I hope I never hear a Hacksaw Jim Duggan story.
I think it was WrestleMania 3. Like, it's like one of the biggest houses in like pro wrestling history or something. And somebody asked him how it was like being out there, and he wears glasses and then doesn't wrestle with his glasses on. And he was like, well, I don't know, I could see the first 3 rows, and they were pretty into it. So like,
that's
about
great.
it. Yeah, like it was really
amazing.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was cool. That was it. It was like, I don't know if that life is...
It's a cool week for the band.
For sure. I don't know if that life is for me.
Yeah.
But it's like a cool little vacation outside of my normal life.
Yeah,
you know
like
what I mean?
something like a little outside of the box for you.
Yeah, and it like I never really got in the groove. Like it's hard because it's a lot of hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
Because there's so much production.
Yeah.
Dude, they had this stage that shot off. You guys get to see any pictures if you do like hashtag every time I die. Pictures will come up. They had a catwalk that would go all the way.
It was like a big ramp.
Out, right? So at the end of it, there was a drum set under the stage.
Yeah, he came up.
Dude, they had like a fucking like little mini railroad track under there that they would him and his guitar drum tech.
Oh, and they would just move it.
That would slide just and it would like a jet just and just cruise out under the stage.
That's
and then he
sweet.
would like come up, whatever. So it was wild, man. Like
that's fucking
so
cool.
much shit, went into to that production.
I heard I guess I said this the week before. I was kind of bummed because when Mitch was telling me about like the flame throwing bass guitar, and I did want to stick around for it, but Costas was pretty nice too.
Yeah,
we did go out for a nice dinner.
Yeah.
But it was it sounded like that was a fucking badass show.
Yeah, I didn't watch a second of MGK.
I did, and for not knowing his stuff, like he was like I always heard he's really good live.
Yeah,
and he is.
We were like, I mean, that was right after the set, so we would always have to like pack up and shit like that. So
yeah.
I didn't get to see any of him. I watched a few songs every night of Fall Out Boy.
Yeah,
and it was cool. But I had like Buds came out, like those like Colin Delaney came out.
Oh, that's right. Fire Colin
his girl
came to Pittsburgh.
My buddy Travis from Eternal Sleep, he came out.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like I said. I don't know if that life is for me, but it was cool to kind of get that.
Like you said,
in.
nice little vacay.
Well, it's weird. Like when you're in a band, like Every Time I Die, you assume that like a band like the Deftones would take you on something like that, or like a metal band like Lamb of God would throw you in like a show like that,
or something like that.
Not Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I mean? So
that's a really good point.
For real, not fuck Deftones or Lamb of God or whatever like that. Not having the balls to take our band out.
Yeah.
But Fall Out Boy, kudos to you for having the balls to take a band
going
like us out.
Super outside the box and having a band like you guys open for them. Yeah,
which is great.
It's a very good point. I never thought of that.
Yeah,
it's a super good point. It's a bummer you missed the NXT Riverworks show.
Yeah,
because it was awesome.
Yeah,
it was a good card, and just like that venue is just fucking awesome for wrestling.
Did it look good?
Yeah,
it looked really cool, right? Like what they did with it, because I kind of had a hand in that.
Yeah, because I know
like the production manager.
Yeah, the guy who books all the travel.
And he
stuff.
like asked me, he was like, "Oh, is there a place in Buffalo?" And I was like, "Actually, there's a place called the Riverworks. It'd be great."
Yeah.
And I was like, not for like a takeover, but it would be good for like a.
Oh yeah.
It'd be good for like a house show.
Yeah, like I saw all the numbers. Like it was like sold out, like just under like 1,300 people.
Yeah,
and like that. It's funny. Like I've talked to a number of people, and they're like, I didn't even hear about it because I'm pretty sure it sold out really quick. So
it definitely sold out.
But I think it sold out fast because they barely advertised.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't even know it was there.
Yeah,
so I think it was already sold out, so they just didn't really advertise.
Like when Danny hit me up that day and was like, "Yo, can you still hook me up with a ticket?"
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, I think so." So I hit up Matt and I was like, "Hey, but my buddy Danny needs to get in," and Matt was like, "Oh, no problem."
Yeah.
And then Danny texted me back and was like, Matt texted me back and was like, "Yo, like, literally, your guy just got in. It just sold out."
Oh wow!
So like maybe they sold like a fuck ton of tickets and then maybe just kept a couple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to sell last minute.
I did see
a lot of places do that
because I got to do some producer brother stuff.
Hell yeah!
But I was like,
Laura up was like, "Yo, he just texted the group and said he was wearing a headset."
But like, so I mean, I don't know if I should probably give away, but I saw like how many comps they gave away.
Yeah.
And like the gate and like all because that's like. The two agents for the loop.
Yeah, you don't have to give numbers, but
no,
you
but
saw the stuff.
The two agents for the loop were Serena Deeb and then Scotty Too Hottie. And then they're like the main two. So I went and sat in with them because that's what I was doing at the Performance Center. And this because like Scotty did like the headset with like the times and all that shit, and then Serena has to like write a report. So she gets all the numbers and like she has to write a report as the show's going on.
Yeah.
So I just sat in with that stuff. And then they have their social media guy sits there too who looks exactly like Ryan Gosling.
Really?
Like, to a T.
Handsome fella.
Real handsome fella. Yeah. And and that was cool. Because Jeremy Borash from TNA and Impact is there now. So he was at ringside the whole time because they're testing out some new cameras and shit.
What's he doing?
Like just internet stuff. Like when I was at the Performance Center, there were like obviously something next door had closed, and they were gutting it out and building it, and they just hired another guy, Jimmy, who was from Impact. Like he was behind a lot of like those like really cool like hype videos and stuff they make. They just hired Jimmy too, and like that's going to be their whole thing that they're building. It's just like a whole like new cameras, new audio. Like,
so they're just basically going to run like an online.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, like for video packages and like all that shit.
Sick.
Because if you look. I'm pretty sure it's on NXT's Instagram. They did like a hype video, like they had this like crazy overhead shot of Buffalo, the city.
Yeah,
and then
it was awesome.
Yeah, that's Jeremy Borash and Jimmy and all those guys making that shit. Like,
hell yeah,
yeah.
Because that looked cool as fuck. It made it seem like a UFC, like you know how UFC always starts with like the arena.
Yeah, and it's just an NXT live event. And it was like because that was I even said too like the live events I was
Are they ever going to show those fucking matches though? Like, are we going to get Luke Harper versus Ricochet?
That's
are we
the thing.
I don't
know. I probably not.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
Because I'd love to see. Like Wes said, that was like one of the best matches he's ever seen in person.
They had 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It was. I actually made sure to go out and watch that like from the crowd because I really wanted to see like Luke Harper's like because it was just like Ricochet just came out and they were just like, and his opponent is, and then they took a second and then like his music hit and he came out and fucking place went nuts.
Yeah.
It was super
because like Ricochet's pop was huge.
Yeah.
And then like I just watched the video of that, and then when Luke Harper came out, I mean, it was fucking unhinged.
It was fucking sweet, man.
It was so cool.
It's like, as long as I've known that guy too, it was like, you know, it was always the shit he was doing was cool, and he was wearing the jeans and the wife beater and stuff. And then he got like a babyface push, and he did all black, and he got like what he's wearing now. He's in phenomenal shape.
Yeah.
Like, dude, it
sucks though because
awesome.
there might be like repackaging because
actually
Rowan tore his
bicep out.
That sucks, man.
But that's like, I mean, Harper and like Tyler Breeze like both told me they're like they request to like do those NXT shows because it's like they're fucking
they get
awesome.
Reps too, and they get
reps.
They're
and
wrestling
like the crowds are just so hot,
and they can wrestle.
Yeah,
like you know they're actually wrestling.
Yeah,
like,
he said Harper had like 20 minutes. He was like, it was funny when he was telling me at first. He's like, yeah, this is the most time I got in a while. Like I figured he was gonna say like 8 to 12. He's like, we got 20 minutes. I was like, holy fuck, dude, 20 minutes. Like,
of course, dude.
Yeah, that's
because they trust him too.
Yeah.
I told Puff, I was like, that you got to watch that fucking Cena. It's Cena versus Luke Harper when he did the U.S. Challenge.
Yeah,
and they
from
do
Raw
like,
or SmackDown?
It's Raw, but like, dude, in the middle of the match, they just start doing lucha stuff, and like Cena's like posting,
taking Ranas and shit. Oh yeah, they did dueling Ranas. Like Cena gave him one, he gave him one.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
And then Cena hit him with a fucking tornado DDT.
Yeah,
and then that's the day that Cena did the pop up stunner.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, what the fuck?
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
For a while, that was the coolest part of Raw when Cena was doing that U.S. title.
The U.S. title run is the coolest thing WWE has done.
Yeah.
In about 10 years.
and that's a lot of that's probably that was Cena probably wanting to do it. You know what I mean? Like
he was putting dudes over.
Let me work indie guys and give us time. That was the big thing, was that time.
Fuck, man. Those matches were great.
But I'm trying to think, there was like a lot of good ribs when I was there. And I was trying to think, one was because it was so easy. Like they had, I can't remember the German kid that they have at NXT.
Yeah, Marcel.
Yes.
Yeah.
He goes out and he didn't even talk. Like,
that's what Wes said. 9 minutes, he was just.
Yeah. And then he got really smart about it when he just signaled that, because they were booing him. He just signaled like, "Oh, you want me to leave?" And then they started cheering. So like, as he went through the ropes, but then he came back in. Then they started doing like yay boo. So he was like 1 foot on the apron, 1 foot in the ring, and he just kept going like head up, head in, head under, and they would go yay when he would leave, and then boo, and then yay,
That's awesome.
boo. And then like he did it a couple times, and then like right when he went to go to finally talk, like Tyler Breeze's music hit, and they didn't know he was going to be there.
That's so cool.
But it was like, so in the back, like as all that's going on, like Luke Harper just literally goes, "Fuck, man!" He goes, "Hit my fucking music," because this is so easy. You know what I mean? And literally, Tyler Breeze went out there, it was like ding, 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 like cut him off, like straight to the heat. It was so easy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like Harper's got to go out and do this like 20-minute, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was like, "God, she's hit my fucking music." It's a piece of cake.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was super cool. But like Laura came with me too, and she even said, she was like, dude, the atmosphere backstage there, she was like, everybody was so cool and like inviting. Yeah. And like they just have such a cool thing going on there now.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool shit going on right now with WWE.
Yeah. And I mean, NXT is, it's fucking, those shows are pretty rocking.
Yeah. Like Ray Rowe called me like last week and asked me if I was going to be home for Buffalo. And I was like, dude, I'm not. I'm going to be out or whatever. Yeah. And just talk to him for a little bit. And I was like, dude, how, like, I haven't talked to you since you've been there. Like, exactly. How is everything going?
What's up?
And he literally was just like, dude, he's like, this is the greatest situation. He was like so pumped. And it just, they have
everything at like their disposal. Like, you know, you get,
but they also have
injured,
like a
PT,
voice.
Like, oh yeah.
That's what he was like saying. He's like, you know, the misconception about WWE is that there isn't, like, the wrestlers don't have a voice until you get to a certain level. Yep. And he's like, that's completely not true. Yep. Like, you know, and they like, I like the fact that they're actually recognizing dudes who come in that actually have done stuff.
Oh yeah,
other places.
that have buzz, and exactly.
And I mean that, like,
some guys they change their names, some guys they don't.
For
like,
sure.
But
I'm just saying, like, even like they never not said that like Kenta wasn't a big deal. Yeah. In Japan.
I think the biggest thing is like that they actually make reference to the fact that there's like other wrestling besides WWE and NXT because they never used to do that before.
Dude, and that's what he was saying is he goes, dude, they like acknowledge the fact that like we won titles everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, that's huge.
And they the package they paid for him, they played for him. They showed clips of them at overseas.
Yeah,
and
it's great. It's so awesome. Like, and the fact that like Velveteen Dream wrestled at Evolve this weekend.
Yeah, that's really cool.
We need to. I was gonna say we need to watch this tonight, maybe after.
Yeah,
is Kenta wrestled Marufuji?
Oh shit!
They sent him and it's on YouTube.
Was it? Where was it at?
It was for Noah.
Oh, really? I heard about. Like, I kind of heard about that when someone was talking about it. I was actually embarrassed because I didn't know about it, and I was like, oh, that's like a real thing. Like
that happened last weekend. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we definitely need to watch that.
And like it's on YouTube. I haven't watched it yet. I watched like the first time they ever wrestled, which was like in 2006 or 7 or something like that. I might be way off on that. It was probably like 10.
Yeah.
I think he was signed by then. But that match is like incredible. Like Blackwood hit me up and was like, hey man, can you tell me some matches to watch that like I can like kind of like get ideas from. So I sent him like a whole bunch of matches and that was like one of the matches or whatever. But then I noticed, I was like, oh shit, there's like
the new one.
That one's on there.
The whole match is on YouTube?
Yeah.
Sweet. They actually
Noah's actually really cool about that, about getting their shit out there.
Yeah.
I always thought that was like something weird. And I know that you want to sell like pay-per-view shit. You want to sell like content online.
Yeah.
But like if you have people who are like doing great matches, doing great things at your Fed.
Yeah, why try to hide it?
I think you should just show that shit and be like, look at us.
Yeah, because not like in these like nowadays. Exactly. There's just so much free content and streaming and stuff out there. You might as well just put it out there.
That's what I say, man. It's just like a few matches here and there, but I don't think you should hide the great ones.
Yeah.
Like that. Like you know what I mean?
Gems. Yeah, exactly. Because you kind of want as many eyes on it as possible.
Of course.
You understand. You understand the point that you want people to pay for it.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
And like, I think Noah's really good at that because you can pretty much find any Noah match.
Oh yeah.
On YouTube.
Okay.
Or like, Daily Motion or something like that. But
just before we got here, I watched. I didn't know the Forgotten Sons just debuted at NXT on TV finally.
Whoa.
And they did a tag, but then they had Gunner just at ringside.
Yeah.
But fucking Steve Cutler got his nose blown open. The one they worked oh god, they do the stir, the fuck
Street Profits.
Street Profits. And one guy went to go do like the chest kick from the apron, and like his knee just went straight into Cutler's nose and just exploded. But it actually like it was actually pretty cool. Like when they won, because that's supposed to be like their whole gimmick. The Forgotten Sons is they're like men, they're like real men. So it was like it just looked cool. His nose all busted up.
So it's Cutler, Gunner, and someone else. Blake Murphy.
Yeah, I talked to Blake a bunch.
Yeah,
and it was so when he told me that I was like, oh, you guys finally debuted on TV. Like I didn't know. And he said it's all right though because like Cutler got his nose blown open, but like I guess he had some kind of surgery right away, so it's like he'll be ready by the next TV. Like,
of course,
it's not that bad.
Again, 2018.
Yeah, crazy things are happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know. Like the whole scape of WWE has not excited me in years.
Yeah.
And I'm like extremely excited about it. Just the way it's going.
We watched SummerSlam. SummerSlam was good.
I thought SummerSlam was like the best pay-per-view they've done in ages.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I'm kind of stoked to not see Brock versus Roman again.
Uh-huh.
Like, let's get that.
Nice change of pace. Yeah, exactly.
Let's get Roman towards some other
somebody else,
like just anything else, please.
Yeah.
I'm like really excited about WWE right now. Tyson Dukes just tweeted that he's on his way to Orlando right now.
He did, okay, because he texted me about that a couple weeks ago, but
I know we're not.
He was worried about some.
He's going to Orlando.
he's going to be at the Performance Center. So he's doing the guest coaching gimmick like I did.
I love it.
I'm super. I was like super stoked because dude, you've ever seen Tyson like do a seminar and stuff?
Yeah.
Like the little shit he actually makes me feel like shit as a trainer because like little shit he can break down. Just I mean like really basic like stuff you like about like takedowns and like where to have your feet and where to play he's really good.
Essentially it's wrestling.
Yeah.
So like stuff like that like there should be stuff that looks like a shot.
Yeah, and that's that's where you should start. And he's really good at that kind of shit. So
I'm just excited that like dudes who are like dudes are getting recognized for like the work they've put in.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick.
Yeah, like, Steve Carino is like kicking ass there as a producer, and like Pierce runs 205 Live, which is just nuts. Like there's a lot of good shit going on.
It was funny too, because like when Pierce was around, I remember just like I couldn't stand him.
Yeah.
And then now just you like look back and you realize like I can't stand him because he was so good.
Yeah, that was the whole idea. Right?
Yeah, it was
exactly.
Like he and then I remember I watched there was a day where I just watched Adam Pierce matches. And like it was like, God damn it, man. And I remember watching the original ROH matches. So I was like, I hated this match.
Yeah.
When it was on.
I never saw much of his ROH stuff. And then for a while there was always this really short match. I think it was almost kind of like a squash. But he just came down with like Horace Grant like goggles on.
Yeah.
And he was like looking. He was dead serious, and he kept screaming X-ray vision into the camera.
Yeah,
and it's like I don't know if there was like if he was really hurt or like why he was wearing.
Because he had like there was one match where he had a bunch of weirdos with him. He had He had that like there was like a chubby dude with big blonde hair.
Oh yeah.
That was around for I can't remember his name.
That kid was around. He was like one of their. He was like a Ring of Honor trainee. He was around for a long time.
So he was there with him. There was like a chick with him.
Yeah, he had like a whole entourage.
And like another dude, and he came out with like the long robe and stuff like that, and it was really cool.
That's like I feel bad saying this, but I never really saw much of his stuff either. But then he did when I did those wrestling care shows in Los Angeles, he worked Willie Mack, and it was fucking awesome.
Of course,
like I was just like, he didn't like Willie like just strikes, and it was like, dude, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He just kept going for the figure four. He kept getting out of it. It was like Drew Gulak said, it was like because I mean like compared to everybody else on the show, they were like big guys, and like Gulak's like it's like watching Godzilla. Like it's just like these two big guys like boom boom just hammering on each other.
Huge.
It was great. Yeah, super cool.
So yeah, that was that's WWE talk. We did paranormal talk. We talked Fall Out Boy.
Paranormal. You guys are gonna try and go to Anytime?
Yeah, try to get a workout in.
Yeah. I tried to kayfabe it, but like when I canceled on you guys on Friday when you were going to the movies, the 2 days I did with Tommaso, I felt like I was hit by a fucking truck. Yeah. Like it was just a real good like shock to my system.
Yeah.
Like dude, they do some wild fucking stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's what the fuck are they called? Lunges where like you got 1 foot forward and 1 foot's back on a bench.
Yep.
And we just held dumbbells at our sides. Well, first we did
split squats.
Yeah. But first we did the what are they called? Like GHB sit-ups, where you have your feet. It's almost like a back extension, but instead you're doing like kind of like a sit-up.
Yeah.
It's for your hamstrings and your glutes.
Yep. Those are great.
Did those right into the.
Gonna do those today, Puff.
Into the lunges with your foot back, split squats. But you held a dumbbell. We did like 8 of those, and then they do these fucking right into that. You drop the dumbbells, and then they do like a jump, like off the 1
reindeer
foot.
Jumps.
I can do like a small hop.
Yeah,
like
Tommaso. You're talking about where you're actually doing the split squat. You're jumping,
off
switching
the one
feet.
leg. No, they don't switch. They just because the 1 foot's back on a bench.
Yeah,
and the 1 foot's in front of you like a lunge, and you just lunge, and then you jump up off that front leg.
Okay,
and you
are you landing on 1 foot?
Yeah, and you just do the same thing, and like I can get like a little hop. But they can actually like jump off that one leg and then like tuck their knee up.
Yeah, so that's in hockey. They do like reindeer jumps.
Yeah, that's the switch ones.
Where like you do a split, you land like that, and then you jump up,
switch. I've done those. Are exhausting too.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do just the one like off the one leg.
Yeah,
it's fucking wild,
crazy.
But it was cool, man. It was a good like. I mean, I feel like a pussy complaining because like they had to wrestle too, and it was just like I worked out, went to the show, a little bit of sleep, worked out again the next day, and then they had 3 more shows.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and they do that every day.
I definitely shouldn't complain, but
and you said they do upper and then lower.
Yeah, they did. We did lower the one day, and I can't remember if it was like explosive lower or like
whatever.
But that's how they split it up.
It sounds like it's explosive. You were doing one.
If we were doing
jumps.
jumping and stuff, yeah, it's probably explosive. I just can't remember what the other lower day is called.
Yeah.
And then we did it's like all right, here's like my way to like explain. Have you met Tommaso before?
I like one time. Okay. I literally shook his hand.
He's great. He's like Tommaso's like he just thinks differently.
Yeah.
He like we were. And he, like, before he was wrestling full time. He was like me. He was like a trainer. He was a trainer at a gym, training clients all day. I think he like helped manage the gym. He's obviously like he knows his way around a gym. So we're at the gym, and there was these 3 ladies, and they were obviously like doing some kind of circuit thing where they were moving all around.
Yeah.
And we went to go use the leg press, and there was like some weights on there. And one lady was like, "Oh, are you on here?" And she was like, "Oh yeah." So I got one more set. We're like, "Okay, that's no problem." So then we went over to like the other side of the gym, and we went to use the leg extension machine. Yeah. And I did notice like in the cup holder there was like a piece of paper sitting in there.
Yeah.
So we start working, and then like this lady comes walking over real fast. She's like, "Is there a piece of paper in there?" And Tommaso was like, he was like doing his set, and he was like, "Oh yeah, here." I'm sorry. He was like, "Were you using this?" And she was, "Yeah, what? It's fine." And she like took it and like walked away real fast. Like Tommaso, like he wasn't even talking to me. He just kind of turned back around. There was a mirror right in front of him, and he was doing his leg extensions, and he was just kind of like talking like almost like to himself. And he was just like, "That lady hates my guts." And he was like, "She doesn't know anything about me, and she can't stand me." He's like, I never understood that." And he's just doing his leg extensions and just talking to himself.
That's great.
It was so funny, man.
That's great.
It's like my perfect definition of him.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah. Where did he come from? What?
I think I know Massachusetts. I don't want to say Boston, but I'm pretty sure like Massachusetts. Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I thought Milwaukee, but that's like the only person from that area.
That's where he lives now.
Okay,
but that's where his wife is from.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
Like Silas Young is the only person.
Yeah,
from that area.
Only Milwaukee brother.
Yeah, I know there's more, but like when I think of Milwaukee, I think of Silas. But I knew Tommaso had something to do with Milwaukee. Oh, Austin areas too.
Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and I know. Who else? I just know Tommaso's from like Tommaso, Biff.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys are from like the Massachusetts area. And then because there's another guy down there, Brian Fury.
Yep.
And he runs a school. He trained like Sasha Banks and I think he hopefully is going to be doing some performance center stuff.
He was a Beyond guy, right? For a long time.
I think so. Yeah. I wrestled in one of his last matches at XWA. In Massachusetts. Yeah. He's another like long time brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So hopefully, and he's trained some good people, so he obviously knows what he's doing.
I just got Josh Briggs dialed in through Violent Gentleman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
That's
wasn't he asking about that a while ago or something? I remember.
Yeah. It was just I had not heard of him at the time. Like, he had just started to like get going,
explode.
Meaning like he started traveling more.
Yep.
And I just didn't know, and Violent Gentleman had like asked me like, "Hey, do you know anything about this Josh Briggs dude?" And I was like, "I don't never heard of him." Literally like a month and a half later, 2 months later, I was like, "Oh."
He does Limitless, right?
Yeah, he does a ton of stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much like the telltale thing is like you just hear his name a lot.
Yeah,
so he's obviously doing all right.
Yeah, but yeah, that area is great.
Yeah,
there's a long lineage though.
Yeah,
because that's where Killer Kowalski's school was.
Because I think Tommaso trained with Killer. I could be totally off here, but I think.
Yeah.
I know like Eddie Edwards did, and like that's Eddie, Biff, Tommaso. They're all. And
that's
from
also
that
like Monster Factory's like over there too, right?
No, Monster Factory's Jersey.
Is it Jersey? Okay, I thought that there was something over there like that. One of those schools.
But yeah, I forgot that Kowalski is from that area.
Yeah.
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 I don't know. I feel bad because when I get that workout in.
Yeah. What time is it now? 6 o'clock?
Oh, it's not bad.
It's about 6 o'clock.
I thought it was worse.
Yeah. To go back to movies.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you're interested. I know Laura wrestled at Defy last night.
Yeah.
Which is sick.
Mm-hmm.
If you're interested, Puff and I are going to go get this workout in.
Yeah.
Gonna break his back. And then if you want, we can come back and watch that Puppet Master movie.
Talking new Puppet Master?
Yeah. So the guy who did Bone Tomahawk.
Is it Cell Block 99?
Yeah, Cell Block 99.
With Vince Vaughn.
And then there's a new movie coming out with Mel Gibson and Vince Vaughn where they play like shitty cops.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but Shitty Cops. It should be called Shitty Cops.
Shitty Cops.
With Vince Vaughn
Mel Gibson. Yeah. I can't think of the guy's name, but he actually directed the new Puppet Master movie.
Which
like
makes
Puppet Master like Retaliation or whatever
makes me
it's
want to
called.
watch it even more.
Yeah. I think it's going to be pretty sick.
Bone Tomahawk is like unexplainable.
One of the coolest movies, dude.
Kurt Russell just at the top of his game.
They throw you for a loop.
The opening, like I just turned it on not too long ago. The opening scene is David Arquette and Sid Haig, like as drifters. Like how cool is that?
Yeah,
yeah. It's dude, and there's like zombie Indians, like
It's fucking wild, man.
Yeah.
If you have not seen Bone Tomahawk, I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix.
I know for sure it's on Amazon.
Yeah.
It might be on Netflix too, but Bone Tomahawk. Then I think it's Cell Block 99. Vince Vaughn is bald and he's like a badass.
And there is a scene where he peels a man's face on the concrete, and that does not give anything away. No. It comes out of nowhere, and you're like, oh. That was wild.
Like so much, it's like so much like Steven Seagal bone breaking. It's like out of control.
There is a point in time in that movie where he takes the hood off of a car and throws it like 60 feet. He rips it off with his bare hands, no tools.
He's kind of like superhuman,
but he has the shape and body of like a 50-year-old dad who works out maybe once a month.
He also he just no-sells everything. Like people hit him with, and it just doesn't affect him. And
he's like a superhuman.
Yeah, they just never explain it how he can get hit and it doesn't hurt. What?
Ooh, that's something that comes out. Doesn't that trilogy, the Unbreakable?
Oh yeah.
The fuck? What is it called? Glass.
But it's basically. Oh yes, is it called Mr. Glass?
I think it's just called Glass.
Yeah,
but it's basically Split and then
Unbreakable put together.
Yeah,
because that's the three dude from Split. Yeah, Bruce Willis and Samuel Jackson.
And it's Glass's story. It's like Mr. Glass's story.
Okay, is that soon? I remember seeing.
I think that comes out really soon, really soon.
The Predator is this week. Mm-hmm. Got to see.
I'm looking at the poster right now.
Yeah, I have
hoping that Carl Weathers is in it. He died in the first one, but somehow comes back with his arms.
Or just comes in like bionic arms.
Yeah. I'm ready. Just turns into Bullrog from did Bullrog have from Street Fighter? Did he have metal arms? Or am I thinking of Jax?
You're thinking of Jax from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. He's Jax now.
I'm into it.
Yeah. Either way, very cool.
Yeah, it's super cool.
I'm like, there's not a lot of I don't think there's that many movies the rest of the year that I'm like pumped for, but Predator is definitely like on the list.
Yeah.
Venom is on the list.
Yeah. Is Venom
Glass
pretty soon?
I think
there's a lot of trailers, but it could be a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It looks really good. I keep getting that on Facebook.
Wait, what is it called? Pretty
Ricky or Pretty Boy Ricky.
Yeah, Pretty Boy Rick.
Pretty Boy Rick, you're right.
Yeah.
That looks really good, actually.
Yeah.
The new Halloween's in next month, too.
Yeah, looks that new fucking...
Yeah, the new one that just came out.
Is insane.
It's so weird because, the stuff they show in the trailer is just, so basic.
Yeah.
But, just raw. It's he just walks in, they just show the chick, and, he just walks into the kitchen with a hammer and turns the corner, and, you just hear him kill her, and it's, terrifying. Yeah. And then he comes out and grabs the butcher knife, and it's holy shit,
I
man.
love the scene when brother goes to the psychiatric ward in the first
the first trailer you're talking about,
and he's just in a square, like chained to a square, and he's just antagonizing him,
and don't all the inmates start going crazy or something, it's dude. And then the new trailer, I like the gimmick where it's Jamie Lee Curtis is basically saying he's been locked up for 40 years, and every day she's prayed that he would escape so she could kill him. Yeah. That's a badass angle. That's a great angle.
Jamie Lee Curtis still looking like an old snack. I've been really into MILFs lately.
You're gonna say old hag.
No,
an old snack.
I've been really into MILF porn lately.
Gotcha.
So she's looking like a snack to me right now.
Understood.
That gray hair, those mom hips.
Yep. Oh man, great Jamie Lee Curtis tongue talk.
Yeah, mom POV right now. Yeah. That's my site. You just go to YouPorn and type in mom POV.
Someone just introduced me to Tube Galore the other day.
Tube Galore,
real nice.
Someone told me about one that starts with an F. It's like FQ, something like that.
Okay,
and they said it's the best It's like the best porn site.
Tube Galore has been blowing my mind.
Yeah.
It's just real good.
And you just, does it have a search?
Yeah, just great categories,
best,
great clips. It's.
So I found out about, what was the taxi one that I was into for a while?
Shit.
Fake taxi.
There's fake taxi. There was like, and then there was
it's just like fake taxi, and then you just put whatever you're looking for.
And then, then there was like fake agent. There was like a whole bunch of different, they're all from the UK.
Cool. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah. Super cool.
My dreams were crushed when I found out that it wasn't real, which was immediately a minute after.
I just paid attention for a second.
He's fake agent also.
Yeah.
It's the same dude. Exactly. God damn it. I know that dick.
He's not just really good at this.
Yeah. That prick. Literally. Yeah. So that's
and do a little tongue talk there.
I feel like we've neglected Tud. No, we didn't.
Like we just haven't talked about it like in a long, like it just comes up real quick.
Yeah,
yeah.
A lot.
We gotta bring it back.
We crushed it that one episode when we had all the dudes on, and everybody was talking about tugging.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I talked about tugging in a car. And I will never forget Bennett talking about fucking his mattress or whatever the fuck it was. Yeah. Nutgiver.
Yeah. Wait, what was it again?
What? I just call him the MacGyver of coming, but.
No, fuck. Was that because when I listened to it back, I think I texted everybody. I didn't. Was it Nutgiver? Whatever you said on the podcast, I didn't hear you say it in the podcast because I would have lost it. And then I heard it when I listened to it back, and I was like, "Holy fuck, that was really funny!" Yeah,
I don't even remember.
Or it was either like Tuggiver or something.
Yeah.
Just him being like the MacGyver of jerking off was the best.
Yeah. I was coming up with another one right there, but dude, I had one last night. There's a guy in the UFC named Zabit Magomedov is his name. Dude, he straight up just looks like Abraham Lincoln.
Really?
I'm talking like to a T. He looks like the man on the $5 bill. Yeah. And I said, Zabit Abraham Lincoln off. And nobody I got a couple retweets on that one.
Pop. Yeah. Oh shit! You know what? I saw the tweet, but I didn't understand it.
Yeah. I mean, if you see the guy, it's Zabit, Zabit, Magomed Shapirov is his name. He straight up just looks like Abraham Lincoln.
Big beard or something?
Everything. I mean, he looks exactly like Abraham Lincoln.
Like jacked Abraham Lincoln? Is he like in shape?
No, he's like 100. I mean, he's in shape, but he's 145 pounds.
Oh, okay.
But like, he's tall. You see it? Puff looked him up.
I can tell it. Big smile on his face. Holy fuck!
Straight up looks like Abraham Lincoln, dude.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, ass whooping Abe. That's what he is. He needs a roll with that.
Somebody tweeted like your good ones. Like someone tweeted about like Alpha Drain the other day, and I totally forgot about it. I was like, God damn it.
Alpha Drain is gonna be good. I'm telling you. Well, the other day I figured since I do have Tom Hanks, which would be me just jerking off for people, but I do it in all of Tom Hanks' movies, like the Da Vinci Code or Da Vinci Load,
starring Tom Hanks,
and I would be Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Well, now because Burt Reynolds died, I'd be Squirt Reynolds, and do. You know, I would then dress
Squirt Reynolds.
And I would jerk off on cam, but in a setting that would take place around a Burt Reynolds movie,
like Deliverance or something like that.
Deliverance is a weird one because that'd be
one, but
me getting porked. But
kind of like Smokey and the Bandit or something.
I had one for Cannonball Run.
Fuck, Squirt Reynolds is really
I can't remember what it was, but Cannonball Run was really good.
Yeah.
The one that I came up with, like it was like come from balls something, but it sounded exactly like Cannonball Run. I can't remember what the pun was. Yeah. My Tom Hanks one is insane though. Like Splash.
Yeah.
It's just Splash.
The best is when they don't change.
Me just jerking off at the river or something like that. Yeah.
Those are my favorites when they just don't change.
Yeah. Big. It's just a slow motion video of my dick getting hard. That's it. Someone's probably into that.
100%. There's somebody that'd be into that.
All right. On that note, Squirt Reynolds out.
What a great finish.
Hey, R.I.P. Squirt Reynolds.
Yeah, for real.
Bert died, but Squirt lives.
Squirt lives on.
Yeah, Squirt was born the day Bert died. All right.
Okay.
Just to go back, later jammies, I love you.
Yeah.
Drewski, I love you. Daniel-san.
Andy started the podcast
Love
off
ya.
real hot because when we did it last week, like there was no tweets of like from like Daniel-san was like, oh no, Andy, like what the fuck, like Andy was,
Yeah.
Oh, he's pissing them off.
yeah, it's nobody cared
Yeah.
he was gone.
Well, I was on. So.
Yeah, that made it even madder.
Made it worse. Are you going to fucking shred him for Terrifier?
I was gonna. You didn't like Terrifier?
I didn't like it
Yeah, Terrifier, the horror movie
with the clown.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
I thought. I didn't say. I said the acting was terrible.
Oh,
like
well,
the acting.
Yeah,
By most of the
It's-
actors was awful. It was like a porn acting, but
Yeah.
like worse.
when I
But the
say,
movie was sick. Like him cutting her in half.
Oh yeah,
Gooch first. Like
when I say I take acting classes, it's because I want to do movies like Terrifier.
Yeah,
Like,
well, yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
trying to be fucking Tom Hanks. Like,
Oh, yeah.
That's I love fucking.
I love to be in a. I
like-
looked up the actor who played the clown, and I watched a bunch of his
He was just in
weird-ass
Buffalo like
videos.
2 weeks ago.
Really?
There was a con here, and fucking
What?
Caesar has a picture with him. Yeah,
He's a creepy dude.
not
He's
not a
weird-
fake nose. I heard like that's his. Real
Oh yeah,
nose.
no. He's a weird looking
Big
human
honker
being.
nose. Yeah.
I found his YouTube channel. He's got a bunch of these weird, like 110 impressions in 9 minutes or something.
Yeah?
It was real weird.
Is he like a comedian or something?
No, he just does impressions of like he just did like every character from Family Guy, then like
Are they
all
good?
these characters from Simpsons.
Yeah,
He's all right. I mean,
all right.
better than me.
I loved Terrifier. I thought it was super fun.
Yeah, I liked
that.
it.
That was my go-to. Was Andy
And
said
the
you didn't like
ending-
it? I was just gonna say I was like he cuts a naked chick. Spoiler alert: he cuts a chick in half, hanging upside down, starting from her vagina. Like,
I watched that movie in my living room. And my mom was watching it with me a little.
Oh, okay.
Then she left the room.
good timing.
And then she walked right in.
Oh.
When he pulled back that curtain.
Yeah, to
And my
expose-
mom just looked at the TV screen and she's like, well, she has great boobs.
Yeah,
Like, they were great boobs.
That chick has like the hottest upside down boobs you're ever gonna see.
Ever.
It's fucking.
that's
It's.
Terrifier, best upside down boobs on Netflix.
I thought Art the Clown was great. He's pretty kind of like Freddy Krueger, where he's like kind of funny, but like creepy at the same time. Like when he was riding around like on the tricycle at the end and
Oh,
stuff. Yeah, Terrifier.
I don't know how that dude
on
didn't die. He
Well,
was stabbed and beaten.
Yeah,
and like, is he supposed to be like?
Laura got like weird about it. She was like, "I don't get it. Is he like supernatural or just?" I was like, "I don't know, man. It's a fucking fun,
let's not think that
low budget
hard
horror
into
movie."
Terrifier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like just it's a super fun horror. It's on Netflix now, and I love putting that movie over because I went and saw it. They played it at the screening room in Buffalo, like,
Really?
for a premiere. There was about 10 of us there. It was fucking awesome. That movie fucking rips, man.
Yeah, that clown he's a creepy ass clown.
Yeah, Art the Clown. It's because I think it's called All Hallows Eve. It's like an anthology.
Oh, he's Art the Clown is in other movies?
Yeah, he's like one of the segments in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's where it's from.
Okay.
He was like one of the stories from. I think it's All Hallows Eve. I could be wrong.
Because it started like Art the Clown was supposed to be known.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I read the biography on the movie like before I watched it.
Yeah.
And I don't think biography is the right word, but whatever. Synopsis.
Yeah.
Like, in Netflix. And it said Art the Clown up to his
Oh, like, yeah,
usual
he's back
shit.
again.
And I was like, what other Art the Clown
Yeah,
is
this
there?
isn't Terrifier 2. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I liked it.
Yeah, the beginning was nasty too. I don't know, man. I loved it.
Yeah, but the acting was just real bad.
Yeah, it's
But like
that's-
comically bad.
I think that's
like-
that's what makes it like a campy horror movie.
Especially the end when they have the
The shit,
fucking
what's he
embalmer
called?
dude or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, there you go.
Coroner.
Yeah.
Is the right word. That whole scene about his bacon sandwich and shit is just terrible, terrible acting on the two cops that come in and the doctor. Just terrible, but it's really funny how bad
Well, I
it
mean,
is.
I can guarantee like whatever city they like shot that movie in, they probably found those actors in that city because they're cheap and like you know what I mean.
Bacon. I thought you were watching your cholesterol. Yeah, watching it go up. It was, oh my god, it was.
I love that kind of shit. That's the best. Yeah, Terrifier is a super fun watch on Netflix. We're gonna watch the new Puppet Master. You guys are gonna go work out.
Hang on.
What? Real serious.
I don't like football. But the Bills today, I don't think
they get crushed bad.
I don't think they broke 100 yards in total yards.
They get shut out too. Is it 0?
No, it was 3.
Okay,
but
that might be even worse.
Peterman had 24 total yards.
Yeah, as a quarterback.
But then Josh Allen came in and actually got us 74 yards.
Okay,
but yeah, what?
I'm not a crazy football guy. I'll try to follow the Bills a bit. But I watched a little bit of the game at my parents' house, and they're just, they're talking about it's a new quarterback. Dude, they've been saying Buffalo is a young building team for over a decade.
Oh yeah,
it's come on, man. No one's falling for this shit anymore. They're basically starting with a whole new offense and coordinator. It's just what the fuck, dude? You've been saying this shit for literally over 10 years. It's really annoying.
I used to like football.
I don't mind following the Bills, but I can't I'm not going to sit there on a Sunday and watch football all day. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I just don't have it in me anymore.
But yeah, for a quarterback to get 24 yards you don't need to know much about football. That's not very good.
Yeah, that's not very good at all.
The little bit that I saw was not looking good.
I'm just trying to look up the total yards here so that we can.
Total offensive yards.
Hopefully, no one comes up to me at shows and goes "You want to talk football?" Because it happens every day. So, how do you think the Bills are going to do this year? I'm just I'm going to eat a sandwich, dude. I don't know. Hopefully, I don't choke.
I actually said that on Cabana's podcast that that's the thing in Buffalo is when you go to the grocery store and stuff, people just automatic if someone tried to talk to you about the Bills out in public and you were oh man, I don't know, I don't really follow.
Yeah, they would be mad.
Look at you you have 4 heads.
Yeah.
And then I've actually had people come up to me from Cabana's Pod and be hey, you want to talk about the Sabres? And then they're oh, I'm just kidding, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll talk hockey all day.
Yeah.
But because hockey takes a very minimal amount of time out of your day. You can go to a game and leave in almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 153 total yards. That's a pro team.
That's a professional football team, by the way.
The Ravens had 369.
Did we go to the playoffs last year, or was that 2 years ago?
It was last year, right? Yeah. We
Puff, do you know? I don't know.
First round last year. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, that was... that's the kind of question, if you asked in public around here, people look at you like you're a fucking asshole, that you don't know that. Yeah. I will give the critic some credit. He put up a tweet today. I'm in Wegmans. Everybody's wearing Bills gear, and they're blaring Guns N' Roses. This is the cool part about Buffalo.
Yeah.
That's...
Then he just tweeted it and said, he said at the end of the tweet,
yeah.
He said, I love Sundays in Buffalo.
Yeah.
But then quoted it and said, Sundays in Buffalo blow dick.
What?
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
So he just ruined the whole thing?
Yeah, it was his tweet.
It was almost
it must have been... That makes sense now. He did it in the morning.
Because after they lost. I got you. No, I'll give it to the critic on that one, man. It was pretty good. You want to do the closer?
Yeah. Who did the closer last week?
Puff. Or no. Did Laura do it? I didn't do it. I think Laura did it. Yeah, Laura did it.
Okay, that's better. All right. Oh, that was something when we were watching All In.
Yeah.
Earl Hebner was out there.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about All In at all.
No.
We'll talk about it next time. But
okay. Yeah, Earl doing the
Earl was
match.
out there, and I looked at Hannah and I go, "That's the dude that said it." She goes, "That's the guy."
Yeah, that's the Heats in the Ring brother guy.
Cool.
That's great.
Anyways,
yeah,
Heats in the Ring, brother.